Hello, my name is Vivien Sharon, and welcome to my Yorkville Lifestyle Real Estate Series. I'm a real estate broker in Toronto, Canada. I live and work in Yorkville, and I would like to introduce you to some of the finest people and businesses in my neighborhood. They either work here, live here, or both. If you live in Toronto or in the outskirts of the city, or even if you come from abroad, let me show you a glimpse into the life of one of Toronto's most upscale neighborhoods. Hello, my name is Vivien Sharon, and today I'm speaking to Charles Caron, who is a property manager in Yorkville of a mid-sized building in the center of Toronto. Charles, I'd like to thank you very much for participating today in this conversation about property management. And I'd like to ask you a few questions. And the first one is, what is your experience and background in this field?
Well, you could say I was raised in the industry. My family owned apartment buildings, and so from a very early age, I was exposed to the general maintenance of these apartments. It became a natural transition to go into property management, and so I decided to come to Toronto one year to learn the trade by going to property management school, and from there graduated and immediately jumped into the property management world here in Toronto. I never went back home to manage our own properties. So the transition was natural, and the experience began right away with the exposure to condominium.
Could you tell us a little bit about what an on-site property manager does on a day-to-day basis?
The role varies from day to day, of course, and from building to building. There's obviously different demands. In a building such as the one I manage here, the role is much more on a supervisory basis. There are the right players in place, from the concierge to the maintenance person, and then myself as the sort of main conductor of this group. So the team is in place, and so I'm there to supervise. What
are some of the challenges that you experience on a regular basis as a property manager?
Day-to-day shouldn't be much of a challenge. It's a lot of routine. It's the personalities of people who live within a community, such as a condominium building, that will create the challenge from time to time. Something as simple as the temperature in a room is great importance to people, and that becomes the challenge of the day.
When you talk about monthly maintenance fees, what does that exactly include?
Well, it starts with your hydro, water, gas to heat the water. Then you'll have your general contracts that you require to maintain and repair the property, such as could be a heating and ventilation contract, it could be landscaping contract, pool contract. Then you move into your more sort of loose repair and maintenance items, such as just general upkeep of the building, light bulbs, and just electrical repairs that need to be done from time to time, replacement of ballasts and so on. So that's the operational side of things.
Yes.
And then a section of the maintenance fee goes to what's called the reserve fund. And the reserve fund is, of course, allocated by a budget that is prepared by professionals, and that money is put aside on a monthly basis, which comes out of the portion of the maintenance fees that's paid by the owner on a monthly basis.
Can you tell us a little bit about the reserve fund and what that is exactly?
Well, the reserve fund is exactly as it says. It's reserved, and it's put aside, it's funds that are put aside to repair and replace major components of the building.
So I think my final question to you is, what is the role of a concierge if you have a full-time concierge in a building?
Well, a concierge is definitely the person that is the point man, or point person, I should say, to your property when owners or guests arrive. And the concierge is to be the person that is in charge, if you will, of the rest of the staff that may be around for servicing the owners. Valet or superintendent to a certain extent, because the concierge becomes the central point of contact for owners.
And I wanted to ask you one other question. I understand in this particular building some work has been done in the garden. I'd love to be able to take a look at it, and you can show us what's been done for this summer season.
We're very fortunate to have a garden in the Yorkville area, because there's not a whole lot of places like that left in the city. And it gives a nice place for residents to go and relax, read a book, and just sort of enjoy the sight and sounds of the city that exist. But in this particular case, of course, we're lucky enough that it's a quiet space. So we're quite fortunate that way.
Okay, I'd really love to see the garden. If you could show me a little bit about what you've done to enhance it, that would be really wonderful. And Charles, I'd also like to thank you today for participating in this conversation and telling us a little bit about what the role is of a condo manager and the running of a building such as this one that you manage.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this short segment of Yorkville Lifestyle Real Estate. And if you live or work in Yorkville and have a story you'd like to share with us, we would love to hear from you. Okay, so let's go and take a look at the garden.
All right, let's go.
That would be great. If you are thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, I'm happy to be your guide because I live and work in Yorkville and I love the neighborhood.